Okay, so today we are doing animal prints, and I was
Even
not very sure how this would turn out. But
even I'm not very sure how this will turn out,
yeah,
but never mind.
yeah. But when I practiced it, because when I don't know how things will turn out, I
Huh.
practice. And when I
Yeah, yeah.
practiced it,
True.
the end result was, I won't
Not too bad.
say bad at all. It was quite impressive as a print.
Okay.
So I thought of it that way. I thought of it as let's not get into too much of detail regarding the fur, because animal fur, has varying lengths. That's one thing I observed. So whenever we sit and take a topic of study, we realize certain things. So certain fur are long fur, like maybe the cats, the wild cats. The wild cats definitely have longer fur compared to, let's say, a horse, a giraffe, a zebra. So those in the quinine family usually have very fine fur. Quinine family fur is very, very fine. They have hair, yes. They do have long hair at the tail or on the top of their, the mane and not the back of the heads, like the horse. That apart, I'm talking about the fur of the general all over the body. The skin of the body has very little, very short hair. Okay. And so what happens is, why does that affect us? Because the design then is affected, because if it's short fur, you will start to realize that the design is actually in place. Nothing has moved. So if you have a line that goes, like this, okay, this kind of a line. Now this line is more or less okay in a zebra, okay, but in a tiger, you will notice that this line has a jagged quality about it, right? So you have to knowing that and understanding that. So this is the same line. From a distance, you're going to see both the lines doing a very similar task of, shape or looking like the same shape. But when you go closer, you will start to notice that longer fur, you need to show this quality about it. And shorter fur, you can keep more or less like this. Okay, that's about all that I felt we need to really watch out for. Besides that, if you can just kind of maintain the slight differences between these two, the rest of it, we don't really need to get into too much of technical detail. You don't have to get into the minute for um, on the on the negative of the print and things like that. Let it be. It's okay. We still can understand which animal it came from. Okay, but having said that, some of the qualities of each animal's print should be maintained in terms of color and proportion. Color and proportion, why, what I mean by color and proportion is, I'll give you something, I'll tell you about the leopard family. And this is where I went and researched. I actually researched to find out why are there so many spots. So types of spots, not just spots, not number of spots. What I'm talking about is in the leopard family, there are different types of spots. And I have only actually taken one type. So I'm just trying to open up my Saturday class here. So this spot business is actually across the leopard family quite different. You have full dark spots, you have the full thing in light brown, and then coated with, like, where the spots are more uniformly smaller, those kind of things. So then I realized that they're all leopard family. They're all different types and what do you call categories under the leopard family. So I just said, okay, let's just take one of it, because color was more or less the same. The color, okay. So it's just playing around with the same brown, black in various spot shapes. That's all. So I just took one example instead of doing many of it. Just let's just take one type of leopard. Then, when it comes to, let's say, the tiger stripes and the zebra stripes, you notice that the tiger stripes are usually a little thinner and the zebra stripes can be a little thicker. Okay. And the same thing that I told you about, if you zoom in, you will notice that the tiger's fur is obviously longer than the zebra's fur. So if you can make these stripes with some sort of serrated edges or fur-like strokes, they look a little bit more realistic. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say in terms of proportion. You must understand how different are tiger stripes from zebra stripes. Now, even in tiger stripes, you will notice less of these, bifurcations in lines. Mostly lines are straight, and then they break and another line forms and those kind of things. Whereas in a zebra stripe, there are more connections. So two lines forking, two lines splitting up and joining, that is more among the zebra stripes. So just observing these things helps you create a little bit of a difference, a variance between these stripes. Okay. Then, of course, a very key thing is understanding the back wash. We need a wash in many cases, not all cases, but in many cases, we need a background wash. So, in the case of a tiger, there is this variation in color. So, we have to think of that before we put the wash, that we are going to put a deep color at some point, and then there is this side portions that are going to be a little lighter. In the case of a zebra, no such thing. You can straight away on white paper apply your gray or black. In the case, okay, then I went on to, I think, yeah, this is a giraffe. Okay. So a giraffe also, if I mean, this is quite zoomed in. And because it's zoomed in, you can see the fur lines and things like that. So I thought the best way to do this is draw the shape. Okay. Because the shape is usually chunky, not lines, chunky shapes like mosaic shapes. And when you are filling it up, fill it up in a stroke like manner. Okay, so that you're not doing any extra work, you're just filling it up. But while you're filling it, let's just follow the stroke manner so that we have the some amount of directionality in it. Okay, and then finally we are talking about this. Now this is not fur, this is shell of a tortoise. Now this, I was like actually unsure how to do this. So I just started off with application of color, left the center portion more or less white, and then started with gamboge, then went on to like a light red, and then went on to black. And that mixed very well, but it still gave me only the colors and the general shape. It did not give me all these lines. So then I went inside, made those lines, and that was a little bit more convincing. Okay. But in the larger scheme of things, the variation of color that the application of those three colors everywhere in pockets, that alone made it look quite nice. Okay. Okay. So what we can do now on our sheet, since we have 5 prints, and whether we'll finish all 5 right now, I'm not sure, but we'll try. I'm going to demarcate my, boxes like Aditi normally does. So if you want to do this with, I don't have washi tape. If you have washi tape, you can just make your boxes. So I'm making 4 boxes with a border over here. So and at the end, I will be putting a longish box because it's 5, it's an odd number. It was even, I could have just had 6 boxes. So at the end, I'm going to have a longish box, rectangular box. And really, it doesn't matter if you don't have washi tape. I'm doing it just plain as is with the pencil markings. That's it. Okay, so I'm dividing this in what looks like half to me. Although I divided my sheet in half, into 4 quadrants like this, I'll just leave a border. That's it. And let's get rid of all the extra lines. This is the only thing that washi tape takes care of. I don't have to draw all these lines and erase the unnecessary ones. But doesn't matter. It's a small thing. So there you go. I have 4 squares for each of the four squares. And on the right of the squares, I have a long rectangle. Yeah. So if anything takes a lot of time, I will do a few of the lines or strokes, and then we will just proceed to the next so that we can at least complete something, you know. Okay, we can start with the giraffe. I was just thinking maybe we can have the tiger and the tiger on one side and diagonally opposite the maybe the zebra, because then the lines don't come close to each other. Okay, the very first we said is this one, giraffe. Now giraffe is mostly white in the background, so we don't need a wash for this. Okay. What is the next one? Leopard. Leopard has got a base wash. So let's put the base washes. Why? Because they need to dry. Okay, they need to dry and we need to leave it there to dry. So the leopard color base wash is looking like a gamboge, but wash consistency. Wash consistency gamboge. Sorry, not gamboge. Sorry, yellow ochre. Gamboge is too bright. No, I don't have any clean place in my palette, so I'm just going to mix up some colors and see whether it's usable.
What number? 7 is okay?
Oh, no. For wash, I'm using quite a big one. This must
Okay.
be 10. Because I'm just applying the base wash, the base coat. So better to have a larger brush for this. So we can spread the watercolor easily.
I have 10.
Now,
Yeah.
you have a 10, no?
Yeah.
Something of a yellowish color has formed over here. Yellowish orange color, which is like weird. So I'm going to just take a little bit of black. Okay, that makes it. So I've kind of made what looks like yellow ochre and with a little bit of black in it. That's the kind of wash consistency I have here. Okay. It's very, very light and should be enough to fill up one entire square. Now, fortunately for us, animals do not have any uniform back color. So if your wash is spotty or is uneven, this is where you don't have to worry because the fur is also that way. Okay. So let's try. If possible, let's put an even wash. If not, whatever happens is fine. So I'm leaving the first one for the giraffe. And the second I can do over here because I want to leave these two for tiger. I'll do it here. Okay, so we'll do the wash the way they would normally do a wash, slightly inclined. Slightly inclined. Press down your brush. Use the flat of your brush. Okay. Somehow these kind of washes, they are very calming. I love them. I really, really love them. So it's okay if your paper misbehaves. Mine misbehaved when I was practicing and I got some patches, and that's fine. Because, okay, this is animal. So I fill this up with a very light yellow ochre and little black wash. Okay, leave that to dry. And we can put, now I'm worried about the tiger being, okay, let's put the tiger here. So tiger's wash. Are you all okay to proceed onto the tiger's backwash?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking at the tiger's shades. This seems like a very light lemon yellowish color. And then you have, I don't know, it looks a little bit orangish, but it's not orange, it's more brown, I feel. So I'm going to mix, you know that light red? There is a color called light red. There's a color here called light red.
Even a touch of burnt sienna with
Yes, yes,
you know,
correct.
those
So
very
bright light red or burnt sienna will give it a slightly warm tinge.
yeah.
Okay. And in addition to that, you can probably put yellow ochre.
Yes.
Should be enough.
Fun. Yeah.
Yeah. It should give you that brownish
Reddish.
orange and not the vibrant orange. What we want to avoid is we want definitely want to avoid the fruit orange color.
Yeah.
We don't want a fruit orange. Okay.
So,
So I'm
what's the color?
mixing yellow ochre
Okay.
with
Touch of burnt sienna.
burnt sienna. Yeah.
Okay.
Burnt sienna or light red, both give you
Yeah.
the same effect. It's
Yeah.
basically just a reddish tinge.
Yeah.
That's all. Okay. And that will give you that color. So keep this color ready because this is not your entire color.
Huh.
The other color that we have to get ready is lemon
lemon.
yellow. So I'm just keeping a little bit of a corner cleared up here. My lemon yellow cannot mix with green, so I've got to clear that up.
Which square are we doing it in?
We'll do it in the second one over here above the
Okay.
leopard. And we'll also turn our book sideways because we want to get the lines vertical as we see it in the image. So we'll turn our book sideways because the wash will be very difficult to do vertically.
Yeah.
Not impossible, can be done, but why challenge ourselves too much? So here's my lemon yellow, keeping it ready. Wash consistency. Now, when you're doing washes, remember, both the colors you use or how many ever colors you use, you should maintain the consistency of the color. You should not have a thicker paint in one and a thinner paint in the other. That causes all sorts of back runs. Okay. So now I'm turning my book. I want the lines to be vertical, right? So I'm turning my book sideways. That will make my lines horizontal. And I will start with the lemon yellow like this. So this aids my brush stroke. Okay. And I'm making a bit of an arch. If you can see what I'm doing here, I'm making just generally, see, I'm making a small arch. Okay.
Okay.
Then without cleaning my brush, I dip into the next color, which is that mix of yellow ochre and burnt sienna or something like that. And let's start applying it here so that the transition is smooth. See? Now continue applying your yellow ochre mix, your dull orange mix. Keep coming down. Again, we are starting to form a slight arch because we want to maintain the arch from the top, right? So just starting a little bit of an arch here. And then immediately, now remember when we are transitioning from a dark color to light color, just start a little earlier than you would normally would, because that will cause correction, right? There'll be a little bit where that color doesn't yet come in, that yellow doesn't kick in. So keep a little allowance for that and then start with the yellow. Now I cleaned my brush, took lemon yellow again, touched it to the end. Okay. Now, if you feel your yellow ochre has become muddy, clean your brush again. And take a clean yellow, lemon yellow again. Sorry, I keep saying yellow, lemon yellow. Take a clean lemon yellow again and it'll be fine. There you go. So I've got some variation. It's not the best, but it gives me a rough idea of, okay, all right, this is tiger. Good enough for me. Now we did this, why? Because this has to dry. So by then we'll get back to our, what's that guy? Giraffe.
The giraffe.
Giraffe, yes.
Is it a good idea, I think,
Huh.
to while the paint is wet, to make it a little darker in the middle?
Yes, yes.
Tiger. You know, otherwise it won't blend that.
Yeah.
If we
So
dry.
if you're doing it, do the
Mine
wash
is
again.
is
Yeah.
very light.
It's very light. Okay. So
Is that
we can do the wash again, but this time the better thing to do is make both the puddles again. Okay.
Yeah.
What I would recommend is make both the puddles again, but this time don't make it fully wash consistency. Make it little thicker.
Thicker.
okay?
Okay. But still make both the puddles because
Oh.
we still need both the puddles to be at the same consistency.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I am going to take a little bit of yellow ochre also, little thicker. Absolutely. These are corrections you will make on the fly. You have to figure out, you know.
Yeah, because
yes,
otherwise
right.
I'm going to get a very stripy brown in the middle.
Yes, correct. There you go.
Oh, Shivani.
What did she say? She said something?
Yeah, is the class cancelled? Wait, should I tell her to log in?
Yeah, log in.
Or-
I think she should. It's on the chat.
Yeah. Wait. Log in here.
I think she didn't see it. Or I pinned it for 24 hours.
Yeah.
She may not have seen it.
Okay.
So let's go at it again now that enough paint is made.
Huh.
And hopefully this time we'll have a more vibrant tiger. Otherwise, we have to simply think of it as a tiger with a slight
Albino quality.
albinism. Yes, a tiger with slight.
We have some
albinism.
lovely white tigers in.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Those guys are so majestic. Yes, this is definitely brighter. Again, like I said, let's stop this a little earlier because the blend between orange and yellow will take up one full layer. So just be ready for that. Come here, touch this curve with lemon yellow. Make that transition smooth. Clean your brush. Most of the time when you have to take a lighter color, blend out of a dark and into a light, you have to clean the brush a second time. Otherwise, the remnant of that mix gets carried forward.
This is where I feel all these artists who use nice thick paper, na?
Benefit, yes.
Benefit because you know my washes, the paper curls a bit because
Yes.
it's got quite a large amount of washes
It
and
does.
it's all
It
kind
does.
of coagulating in the.
But at the same time, I'll be very honest. When I first learned to wash with Aditi, this failure of the paper to stay straight and blend very nicely, which happens so beautifully on watercolor paper.
Yeah.
That's what made me get over make an effort to figure out. Yeah, very nice, Elaine. Oh, it's
No, I'm trying to,
move the
paint that's coagulating in the middle of the curve. I'm trying to spread it into the tiger, which it's working.
Don't worry.
It's going
Don't worry. Don't worry.
stripy already.
Oh my goodness. That's okay. You have a tiger with some skin
Yeah,
issues.
yeah, he's got very good fur variations. It's
It looks
coming
very
from-
natural,
Yeah,
very
Very
organic.
natural. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know
This
which
is
tiger
one
this is. This is
opportunity.
certainly not the one in the picture, but obviously he's got different stripes. What to say?
Good, good. But it is definitely more vibrant now. See, it's definitely more vibrant than the leopard. And leopard, we don't need the vibrance. We need it to be done. So it's good.
So I remember learning this in school, a
Mhm.
leopard, because it's, and I remembered it like leopard has an O in it
Yes.
and cheetah doesn't.
Yes,
So
it's
the
Ah.
leopard has got
spots
the
and the
spots
florets.
are round,
Yeah.
and there's a space in the middle, and in the
Yeah.
cheetah there'll be full black spots.
Correct.
There
So
won't be that O.
the spots on the leopards are florets.
Yeah, like this.
Correct.
They're like
Yes.
little paw marks.
Yes.
Yes.
Like little, very sweet little paw marks. While
Correct.
cheetah's got
Absolutely.
full spots because.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Correct.
that's
You're
how I
right.
remembered O and E.
Very interesting. This is like your, what is that? I before E, except after
Yes,
C.
yes, like that. So I
And-
remembered which one has got the florets is the leopard because it's got an O in it.
It's like
Correct.
height and stalagmite, no? G.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yes. You have to remember which ones
Yeah.
go up, which are fat and which are thin,
Yes.
Correct.
like tights.
Tights
And mites.
mites and
Yes.
tights. Yeah.
The mites are little fat things and the tights are long.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I love geography.
But did you graduate in geography?
Yes, I love it. I love it. I still love it because you actually live it. Everywhere you look around,
That's
you
true.
see geography.
It has a lot of application as
Yeah,
opposed to trigonometry, which I'm still
rubbish.
looking for.
I know.
I'm still looking
I'm
for
still trying to
trigonometric
figure out what the
application.
hell do I do with some ridiculous. What is it that we tried learning in maths? Never used it. I said the only thing I use it for is dhobi clothes and going to the shop. That much I can.
The only thing I feel we have used trigonometry for in maths is to teach the next generation trigonometry.
And what's the point of that?
So when my daughter starts trigonometry in 9th standard, I am going to be fully equipped.
No, I don't. I have no. I never. I don't think I can remember anything. Even fractions, I can't remember. So forget about trigonometry.
I had a rude awakening when I was doing biodiversity and we had biostatistics and we had modeling where we used differential equations.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
doomed.
no idea about that. My God.
But the teacher
Yeah, yeah.
was really good and she actually explained. I wish she taught us math in school. Then
Yeah.
In school, no? Yeah, yeah. You come across those kind of teachers. That's
yeah.
true.
So then it made a
So,
lot.
Lot of sense. Yeah. Even geography,
I'm just
suddenly you come
looking-
up with formulas and all
Yeah.
kinds of maths, this thing, and you realize, oh my God.
You have to learn maths for any sort of research. If you're doing formal research that has standard deviation, you
Yeah.
have to do basic maths. I mean, basic stats, not so much maths. Basic statistics is required for any research.
Yeah,
So,
for micro to make the agar, you need to mix your own solution. They'll just give you proportions and you have to calculate.
correct.
But 5 marks were for that. Are we
Okay, let's pick up some.
Where are
What
we?
is this? Burnt sienna? Was it burnt sienna on top?
Sienna?
Is it burnt sienna?
Yes. Yes.
I'm assuming it's burnt sienna on top.
It is.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to match this zebra's wonderful stripes. Okay.
The zebra.
And zebra, not zebra, sorry.
Giraffe.
Giraffe.
The
And
giraffe.
his color seems to be rather deep.
Yeah,
okay?
so I think a burnt umber with a little bit of burnt sienna.
Burnt umber.
Burnt
Yeah, we can
umber
put burnt
with a
umber.
little
Yes.
bit of
But
burnt sienna.
having said that, I also am looking at the picture we have,
Yeah.
and we could allow a little bit of darkening in the top and the bottom if we feel like we want to show variation. Otherwise, you're going to end up with all the same color.
Yeah.
So let's take this burnt sienna, put
Do
a
we
little
need
bit
to
of
draw
burnt
this
umber.
out first?
No drawing, directly.
Oh.
Take your brush and draw directly. So this is mix of burnt sienna and burnt umber. Okay, let's make that mix ready on one side. This is
Okay.
not supposed to be very light. You can keep
Okay.
it medium
Huh.
dark.
Huh.
And on this side, I would recommend keeping a little bit of black, just a wee bit on the side, keep it like a handy tool. I can dip into it and just darken my basic shade.
Hmm.
So keep it at the side. Oh, my spotlight. Oh, I didn't spotlight myself. Look at that. Forward to spotlight. Okay.
Black.
Now, I am not going to restrict myself too much to the image because that's going to get us into a loop of, oh, it's not right. It's not right. It's not
Huh.
coming out right. I'm going to start somewhere because I need to look at this picture to start.
Huh.
So I'll start with, let's say that heartish, or it looks a
Yeah.
bit like a chuddy, if you ask me. But let's start with that shape over there. Okay. I'm just drawing the outline this way. So that's the outline. And while I'm filling it with this large brush itself, I'm going to start moving the strokes towards slightly obliquely. So I'm thinking of the direction as from top left to bottom right. So let me just fill it up like this. Okay. And what happens by doing this is my shape starts to see a few lines. It stops becoming very smooth line border. The border becomes a little
Hmm.
rough. See? So since I filled it like this, now what is going to happen, you'll notice, is when you fill it up, it doesn't matter. The inside looks like it looks very plain. You can't
Hmm.
see these lines on the inside. Only the edges develop some sort of line, but the inside is like flat. So don't
Hmm.
worry about that. Leave it as it is.
Hmm.
As long as we've got the borders looking uneven, that's good.
Hmm.
Next shape, somewhere here, there is a shape like this. So I'm going to go dip again. First, make the shape. Okay, so I'm going this way and then a little bit like this. Yeah, this seems to be my shape. Okay. Again, direction. As I fill it, I'm going to make some sort of a stroke and allow that to affect the outline of my shape. See?
And it's in all directions, no? It doesn't have one direction for the hair.
No, not, it is going in different directions. If you
Yeah.
look at this, if I zoom in,
Yeah.
so if you notice, these ones are going up
Yeah.
and these are coming slowly downward. So it's
Yeah.
some sort of a whirl over here. See, there's a
Yeah.
whirl over here.
Yeah, there's a wall there. Quite
Yeah,
right.
there is a whirl there, and that is causing the directionality to go a little bit all over the place. I'm not worrying too much about the whirl because I don't get into that much of detail. I just want to somehow show that, that this is fur and this is not a print on a piece of paper. Okay,
Right.
so I'm just trying to be convincing about that. That's it. Now here, I'll put another shape. Somewhat like this. And this also slightly curved directionality is enough. It's okay. I'm not planning to show the whirl on the paper. On the paper, I just want to show that it is a shape of sorts. Then there is one over here. Somewhat like this. And this too, I'm going to fill. So this filling has to be done quickly because otherwise you're going to get some patchiness with the outline and the fill.
Yeah.
It has to be a little quick. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't, that is not the time to go make paint. So you should have enough paint to complete that
Yeah.
particular shape.
Yeah.
If you need to make paint, make it after you have made the shape. Now, if you feel that there's not enough paint has gotten over, make it now before you start the next shape.
Hmm.
Okay. So we're getting there. 4 big pieces of shape. Now let's see where can we go with this. Now we come to the shape at the bottom. So I finished these 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And below now I'm going to come to a point where my shape is going to now get cut off by the paper. So let me draw this shape like this. And that's it. The paper is going to cover it. So the first thing you do is run your brush along the border, because the border now we can't make it undulating. And then fill the shape in. So the border is because our design has to be restricted within that border. We will maintain the border nice and smooth, but we will still give the other side a little bit of a hairy look. And over here, you can dip into that darker color and just run a little bit of a darker shade also. See, like this. Just a wee bit. It will blend, wet on wet blend will happen. So you could do that. And now my paint is almost over. So I'm going to make a little bit more. Burnt sienna. Not very light. Burnt sienna and burnt umber. So burnt sienna, burnt umber together, no? They don't darken too much. We are under the impression often that burnt umber is very dark. It's not. All right. To be very honest, you don't have to refer to your picture anymore. But if it helps, you can continue. So I'm continuing here. This shape also is going to go out. And so I will do the border straight, and then I will do the filling. Again, here, if you feel like putting in a dot of, bye, Janita. Janita is off to a workshop today. She's got a full day workshop. Yeah, I was telling her, very nice.
Really super fun. There's a place here where you can make an appointment to go and paint pottery.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Now that is therapeutic.
I've been wanting to go and do that. Then I go there and be stumped with what to paint on the pottery.
I know, I know. I've also gone for pottery painting, and they'll be like, what do you want to paint? It's like, I did not think this through.
What did you do?
I would always be like, I did not think this through. I came with a fantastic idea.
Yeah. I also go with this.
Thought it through.
Oh, I'm going to paint pottery and then do some rubbish. Last time I just drew a musical score because I'd run out of ideas.
Yeah, I know. I've also done that. Nothing than music.
Yeah. My little pattern came out smaller, so I've got
More space?
No, I've got just more patches. You know what I mean? Lots of patches.
So by this point, when you're reaching the edges of your box, you will start to realize you are deviating from the reference, and that is perfectly fine. Okay, so don't get too worked up about it. Leave it. It's okay. Deviating from the reference is okay.
That is darker, you have to use a little black.
Yes, because burnt umber is not enough.
So
then there's one patch over here. Again,
so mainly
sort
it's
out
like,
the straight line.
though I did do a little streaky business, after it dries up, it's become kind of flat in the middle. Yeah.
Yes.
Edges are a little streaky, but sad to say
Yes, and that was the disappointment I also faced, because I thought like, oh, I did that action, I did that striking action. Why didn't it work? That is because it's wet on wet, right? You have to think of the paint.
Quite right. So what happens is you just let it dry and then you do a little streaky action, it will come.
afterwards. That's it. That's it. So that's what I wanted to point out, that don't worry too much about the filling up. We are doing that action mostly for the border and not for the
Okay.
inner print.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to remember. If your border is looking stripy, you've achieved what that stroke was intended for.
Hmm.
Okay, that's what we want. And we definitely don't want to correct the border later after it has dried.
Quite right.
So that's what I'm saying. Don't worry. The whole thing is looking like the center part is looking absolutely, this thing is fine. It's okay.
Hmm.
We can fix that. But the edges should look stripy after this.
Yeah.
Now I think my corner is almost done. There is nothing here left, just like one little bit. And I'm not going to overdo this now. The gaps here are not like a mosaic where we are trying to maintain white lines in a straight, strict, thin manner. It is thick and thin everywhere.
Uneven. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
that is what we want. So
Okay.
don't give in to the desire to
I know I'm
make
giving into that. To
Yeah.
making it,
Don't
filling
do
up
that.
the
Don't do that.
blanks and, making it closer.
Yeah, I know. It is natural because we are so used to wanting to do that. So, and now with the leftover paint that I have, I'm going to go back and address these main four which have dried. Okay. So with my leftover paint, I'm simply going to make these lines. They are overlapping lines, not a single stroke, just many small strokes come together. Okay, overlapping at different points. And it's going to give my central body a little bit of a furry look.
Texture.
Yes, correct. And that's what we want. See, now look at my flat wash change.
Acha, so it's like kind of leaving little places in between.
Yes, very much. So in fact, I'm going to show this to you one more time on another flat wash section. It is small strokes.
Yeah.
See, like this. Okay. But many of them placed here and there everywhere. And then when you put another layer, they are going to overlap slightly.
Right.
Okay. But more or less the direction is in one in one direction. You obviously can't go in the opposite direction.
Opposite direction.
Yeah, or sideways or something like that. You can't do that. It has to look. So we have to constantly think of the fact that this is fur. Fur wouldn't do anything like this unless, of course, you're painting a wall or something like that. So see.
Yeah.
And straight away your
It's
blank
looking very
medium
much.
patch looks better. By the way, I have not darkened my color. So many people feel like, oh, I need to darken my color. No. By the time we have painted so much, the leftover paint itself is dark.
Right.
Because the water content has reduced.
Yeah.
And so whatever we used for our basic shape, that paint is enough. You don't need to darken the paint. In fact, mine is dried up almost.
Mine also. I have to put a little water.
Yeah, like a dot of water
A
and continue.
little
That
more
should be
paint.
more than. So now we are
Medium,
almost done.
short to medium strokes, no? Like the length.
Yes, short to medium strokes. Correct. I'll show it once again here. So something like this.
Okay, perfect.
Like this. And then overlap them with the next layer. So next layer, don't leave a gap. Just continue at the base of the previous one. Like, that's it. I told you for the edges, I put a little bit of that black which I'd left on the
Hmm.
palette. So even that black is drying up, and I'm
Hmm.
just touching it slightly so that I can deepen the color. See here, I
Hmm.
can deepen the color just a wee bit at the edges. And as I come to the middle, the paint is drying again further on my brush.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
it's fine.
It was not muted. Hmm.
Then I thought a lot about the white places. Should I do
Huh.
something similar to white? No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Don't get into that much of detail. You can, of course, you can take a gray and try doing similar strokes in between.
Oh,
It just
like a
overcomplicates.
negative thingy.
Leave it.
Hmm.
Your giraffe is evolved enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we can go on to our tiger.
Huh.
And for the tiger, I was very, very insistent when I colored it initially to put a black. But like Aditi says, jet black is not so great. So we'll use our gray. We'll make our gray, which
Hmm.
is ultramarine blue and burnt umber. We'll make that gray. And into the gray, we'll add a little bit of black so that we have something dark, but not jet black. You can do jet black, by the way. You can just take a fine liner pen and just go all over it. There's no problem. But it will start to look a little stark, like a graphic print,
Hmm.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So I just thought like we could just stick to our gray and add a little bit of black to it, and it should be enough in a concentrated form without too much of water in it. See now here you'll notice that it's quite thick. I'm not diluting it too much. It's when we dilute it that our color starts to become a little light. If you leave it concentrated like this, it will apply and stay a little dark. Okay. Make sure that whatever brush you're using for this, whether
Hmm.
it's size 10, I'm still using 10, but you can use a smaller brush like a 6 maybe.
Hmm.
But the point is that it should have a nice fine point.
Hmm.
Because we are going to narrow down at certain places, our lines are going to become quite thin. And at that point, we should not struggle with the brush. Okay.
Hmm.
So the tiger's central line seems to be originating from this middle portion, right?
Hmm.
Okay. In fact, I'm going to just start with putting some shapes, some triangular shapes at certain places. So let me put one here like this. Then one more over here. Okay. Then one on this side, little triangular.
Hmm.
And one more over here. So whatever I'm doing, I'm trying to maintain some central line because that's what we are seeing in our pattern.
Like a spine.
Yes, like a spine, exactly. So let's do the spine first, and then all that follows after that will be easier to do, right? Because we are fitting it around that spine. So let's do the spinal strokes first. And they're a little bit like a tree, you know, a little downward sloping if you see like this.
Hmm.
Little bit downward sloping. Now, instead of lifting your brush too many times, what I'd recommend is use that action of thin and thick. Your brush you have this ability of doing this, you start thin, then you press down, and then you become thin again. Use that quality of your brush wherever you can. So now that I've put the central portion, I'm going to start making these lines that are going out from the central portion. So something like this. Press down, make it thin. And again, press down a bit, not too much. And then you will start to see the lines take form. Again, your picture is only a guide. Don't get caught up counting lines. I'm going to do the right side like this, and then I'm going to flip it over because I'm not left-handed, I'm right-handed. So I find it easier to make these strokes towards the right, from the center to the right.
Yeah, I'm making them to the left, then I'll flip.
Yes. Yes. So you use that to your advantage so
Yeah.
that your strokes start to look more organic. When you do this pressing business, no, they look very nice. And towards the end, remember, there are some long lines which we aren't going to finish. So remember to reach the edge of your box. Don't leave all lines before the edge.
Mhm.
Some have to go into the, like they need to show like they're cutting off. So for example, here, I've got a thick line here and it goes this way and there is more, but I'm going to end it here at the box. So we have to show some part of the design getting cut off. That makes the design look correct. Otherwise, it looks like, oh, you fitted everything inside the box. So that's a little odd. At this point, I hope you're not sitting and looking at what I'm doing and just doing what you're observing. At a few places, you could do that stripy motion, especially where the lines get a little thick. See, like for example, over here. If you feel you want to put a little bit of that stripy motion on this thick portion, that's the best place to do it. If you're using a small brush, you can squiggle a bit. So what I mean by squiggle is you can, while you're moving your brush, let me just find a place where I can do the squiggle business. Maybe here. While you're moving the brush, just move it slightly like this. Okay. So that makes your brush do something else other than thin and thick. It adds that component of, what do you call it? Unexpected shape. You are not going to get unexpected shape if you're just simply pressing down the brush and making it thin again, pressing down the brush, making it thin again. So for unexpected shapes like that, you have to do something else. So squiggle definitely gives you an unexpected shape. So tiger stripes will not look convincing until you have put several of them. Huh? Like now 1/2 is put. Now I'm starting to feel like, okay, this is some sort of a tiger print. Otherwise, it's not looking like it. It's not looking convincing. In between, you may see a blob like this, huh? Like a circular, see, like this. Where was it? I wanted to show you one. See, an example of this little blob. If you can fit it in somewhere, well and good. If you can't, it's okay. But it does add some interest to your design. Otherwise, everything is just lines, right? If you are able to fit it somewhere, well and good. Now I'm flipping this thing over. Now, only thing to remember is the direction of your stroke is no longer downward. It is now going to be a little bit upward. So do it slowly. Don't be in a hurry. Our natural inclination is to go downward. We are going now in opposite direction. You have to go upward. At the same time, the upward can't be awkward. So turn your picture around. That is even better. You know, in WhatsApp, it allows you to rotate. See this rotate option? It only happens to your image. So if you go and rotate this, now I'm looking at the same design upside down. makes it a little easier for me to not think and make a mistake when I'm trying to think of the direction.
Hmm.
Okay. So I just flipped it over and now I'm doing the same thing.
What phone do you have? I don't have any rotate.
No. On WhatsApp. Are you looking at the picture in WhatsApp or in the
Yes.
gallery?
No, it's in WhatsApp.
In WhatsApp itself. So what you can do is you can go to the image. So if I
Yeah.
touch this image, for example,
Yeah.
okay, now it's only this image, right?
Okay.
Now on the top, there are 3 dots, right?
No.
Shows you edit media, show in chat. You don't have this?
No, I have a squiggle. Let me see. No, that's a color. Wait.
Star forward and this thing. Oh, are you using an Apple phone?
Yes.
I'm not sure then how it looks in an app on an Apple phone.
It doesn't have that. It's okay. So
What
let's
does-
get on with it. Yes. Never mind.
Then in that case, I'll tell you what to do. Then remove auto rotate on your phone.
Hmm.
Okay, remove auto rotate
It's okay.
and just
Yeah.
and flip your phone.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. There is a solution for everything.
Yes, yes.
So as much as I thought this was not going to be fun when I practiced, I don't mind sitting at something for a long time, figuring out shapes, doing my own thing. I quite enjoy that.
I think I've lost the plot in the stripes a bit. Yeah, it's looking like I can't really make out the middle, even though I've done a spine.
Can't make out the middle.
Not too much. It's like, okay. I think one side, my left side is more dense, and so I've lost that, too many stripes.
I get what you're saying.
Now I know what not to do. See, I'll show you.
Let me see.
Too many stripes in too many places.
Yes.
You're losing the
And
plot. Now
and
I will do it.
also I think many of them have become quite short.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should consider having at least 1 or 2 long lines. So now here
I
for me,
have,
I
but there
have a
are too
long
many.
line here.
There are too
Okay.
many on this side. Too many stripes. What I mean to say is.
Yeah. So can you consider
Hmm.
joining? So for example, here's one example where I could consider joining.
Okay, let me see. Yeah.
You never know. Sometimes then that gives you a longer look. So
Right.
something in line, if you can join it, it
Yeah,
may
yeah.
actually start to look a little bit more.
Yeah, instead of patchy.
Yes. But it's looking nice, isn't it? I still feel it
Yes,
looks nice.
yes. Looking nice, but that nice spine, like you've got lots of space in between yours. I don't
Yeah.
have so much space in between my stripes. That's why. Very dense.
Right.
Too many stripes. I have to do this again. The stripe thing, I have to follow the picture more closely. When I start ad-libbing, this is what happens.
But it happens to all of us, huh? This business of
Let's do the stripes on my own kind.
yeah, let's do, yeah.
That's not going to, it's not going to wash. I'm afraid. I've got too many on my left.
Okay. Yeah, gaps are good. So if you look at the picture also, you notice that there is a spell over here that has sparing
lots of that.
stripes.
Exactly.
So we could consider making sure that we also have that kind of a spell.
I know. No, mine, the middle was okay, but now I better not do anything to it. It's too many.
Yeah. At some point you have to say stop. So I'm also looking at mine now and looking at it and
No,
thinking
yours
if I
is
keep
looking
adding,
very
it's going to
tigery.
start
Yeah.
it's going to start looking funny. So let me stop.
Hmm.
So since we are doing patterns, it is easy for us to say stop because we can go on to something else.
Right.
And say that when I come back,
Yeah.
I'll look back at this later. Let's go on to another guy and we'll come back to the tiger and see whether he needs a second round of stripes.
Hmm. We have to do this leopardy thing, is it?
Now we are on to leopard, yes. So leopard is rather fun. I found that among all the stripes that we did, I managed to practice. I found the leopard to be quite a lot of fun because I let go of the desire to make a lot of hairy or furry looking shapes. Instead, I applied it quite freely. So now I'm just going to look at a darker shade. I think I will take burnt umber. Okay, I'm going to take burnt umber. Not make it very dark, only like a medium. It's not wash either. Okay, it's somewhere between wash and a nice dark application. Okay, so I just took burnt umber as it is. And I decided to make dots at different places. So I'm looking at my picture, and I'm thinking one here, one here. Okay, one small here, a bigger one here, longish one here. Go back. Now, even my application is so laid back that you will find spotty portions. Now, are you seeing my paint? My paint is not getting applied evenly. It is getting applied in blotches, right? So every time I lift my brush, I'm getting a small puddle of darker color. And this is going to help me get that unevenness. Every one of those spots is rather uneven in color. I'm talking about intensity of color. Okay, so but don't go overboard with your spots because we are still to add the florets. Okay, that's important. So first, just put the dashes and a few dashes and dots. I don't even want to call this dots. They are just shapes, some odd shape like this. Don't call them dots because dots are nice and circular. These are not circular. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to go overboard. You have to consciously tell yourself not to go overboard. Enough. This is enough. We are still to add the black. And while that is happening there, I will go activate the same tiger black, which we used as a combination of 3 colors, which is burnt umber, blue, ultramarine blue, and a little bit of the actual jet black. Yeah. Don't make this too viscous. Make it dark. Okay. It shouldn't move on your palette. My point is, if it's moving too much on your palette, it must be too watery. Okay. Take this and now let's start adding our florets. So they come. Now florets, you can do it in that stripy pattern. Okay. If you like. See? So either the stripy pattern or squiggle. Squiggle is also a very good way to move your brush. So this is nice. See, for example, put your brush down and just move it around like this. Just, okay. But at all times, it is touching the brown. So I'm looking at all these squiggles and I'm noticing that at least 3 land up on almost every one of these dots, at least 3 of these shapes. So you can do 3 or you can do even 4. In some cases 4. So maybe the small ones, we can only do 3. This one got too dark. Doesn't matter. I'm just looking and seeing whether there are any that are only black. No, we don't really have. We just have the small ones which are overwhelmed by black and less of the brown. That's all. At this point, I'm only looking at the image for ideas on how to make my squiggles look nice. That's all. Not really for shape and form of these circles or counting the number of circles. I'm not doing that. Now, remember I told you that the edges are important. So at the edge, I would recommend putting a little bit of black push, sections like this. See what I mean? I'll show you. There's no brown. We are kind of showing that there could have been a brown to which a little black was attached. But all you're seeing is the black. And that's how you show the edge of your pattern. At this point, if you look at your leopard print, it will look like a leopard print, but it also looks like a graphic leopard print. Okay?
It's pretty
Because
cool. This print is pretty cool. What it's come out like is really by
yeah,
far the best, in spite of it being the least detailed.
yes, yes, yes. And to make it more detailed, if you feel that, okay, you know what, now it's looking a bit graphic and I want it to look more real, the only thing to do is to take that same yellow ochre, okay, in wash consistency. If you still have it, others make more of it. Yellow ochre with wash consistency. And take a thin brush and make a few lines. So for this, you will need like a size 0 or a size 2, one of those kind of brushes. And then just make a few lines in the light space, in the negative space, I would say. Is it negative? Yeah, I will assume it's negative. Yes. So let me show you how that looks, okay? This is just in case, you just want to sit back and spend 2 hours making pho. Sometimes it's nice. Sometimes you just don't have the bandwidth for it. So I'm taking a little bit of yellow ochre in a wash consistency. Okay, and now look at this patch over here. I'll just do it at one corner. Very similar to what we did for the giraffe. Okay. But they are so light, it is so light because of the wash consistency that it's not making a very big difference. It's drying, many of these strokes are drying quite light, almost unrecognizably light. I'm going to do one entire corner so that you can see the difference and decide whether that is something you would like to add to your design.
Would you use color pencils at any point of time if you had to add?
Yes, absolutely. If your color pencil can give you this very subtle color, like you have like a yellow ochre like shade or something, I definitely agree to using color pencils. Now that I'm teaching kids, I often think of color pencils because a lot of them find it very hard to use a fine brush. And I'm like comfortably going here, making lines and dashes and whatever with my fine brush, and the kids are really struggling. So then I tell them to, stop worrying about it. Take your color pencil and let's do the same action. And they'd come up with really good outcome in color pencils.
Yeah,
Very, very
I
fast.
found that.
Now, can you see the difference
Yes,
between this patch?
yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you fill up an entire section, it's going to look very convincing as for.
Yes.
Okay. Not required to do it right now. I'm just showing it to you. I might just sit with it when I have a podcast to listen to. That's it. I'm not going to worry about it. But have you also noticed that doing this, adding this texture to the background, is darkening the background slightly? It
Yeah.
has to, because it's obviously a second layer over your base layer. So it will darken your color, which is why it is important that you continue to use a wash consistency. Yeah? That's important, because if we go darker than a wash consistency, the entire background is going to become brownish.
Hmm.
And then you will have lost the appeal of the contrast between these spots and the background.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
however much you feel like darkening the color to put the hair, the fur, don't darken it. Don't darken it, because you are already putting it on top of a layer. So translucency plus translucency gives you some opacity.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm leaving that section for us to figure out later. Let's go on to zebra. And looks like tortoise may never happen, which is fine.
Isn't it tortoise? Doesn't it look like a pineapple-y kind of texture?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw it, I said,
Because
"My
of
God,
the,
it's like
yes,
pineapple slices in a graphic way."
correct. Actually, it has a very, very clear sense of geometric shape.
Yeah.
Like when you look at it, no, it looks like, oh yeah, this is definitely a geometric shape.
Yep.
So yeah, it has that quality about it. A hexagon, hexagon.
Yeah, hexagon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm preparing my wonderful gray and black. And this time I'm trying to be a little generous with my black, because it's the contrast. Okay. Zebra is not furry. He is like the least furry guy in the in this show. Okay.
Hmm.
So look at his print. You know it is fur. Yes, you do know it's fur. But it is so short, you know. He looks like the navy guy among the
Yeah,
guys.
but you know that a zebra skin is actually black with white stripes.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Is it black with white stripes? So that question, that dilemma, I never went down that rabbit hole.
Or that might be
Because
even the
the
bear.
base color is white or black. It turned out to be black.
Yeah. Even the polar bear's base color is not white,
Imagine.
and the hair is transparent.
Yes.
Oh, is
So the
it?
yeah. So it's refraction and reflection
I
that makes
see.
make
Beautiful camouflage for eyes.
yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but my question is,
Hmm.
if you ever shave a zebra
Hmm.
of all its fur,
It'll be
will it
black.
be black?
Yes, that was the point.
Would? Okay, okay, that's what I want to.
Yeah.
Has anyone tried it?
No, but I
They may
suppose
have,
somebody did because they found out this was an old question.
even if they shave a small patch for whatever reason,
Hmm.
they will see
Hmm.
color.
Yeah. I'm now going to go down that rabbit hole. I'm going to
Yes.
find out somebody who has taken a patch of zebra fur and decided to convince everybody that
And we always, because
zebra
we
is actually
paint
black.
and we look at it, we always think of putting black on white, no?
Yes, 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 yes.
Automatically become black. Okay, so now bigger brush, is it?
I haven't, in fact, to be
Change
very
your
honest,
brush.
I have not changed my brush except for that bit of fur on the leopard. Other than that, I have really not changed my brush. So you can continue with your size. What was this? 10. My 10 no has a very lovely point. Super
I
point
don't
means
have, yeah.
super.
I have a 12 which has a point, but it's too large.
Too large. No, then you can go down to a 4 or a 6
Yeah.
if those have points. But the point is important. This is something that many people ask me, what is the size of your brush? And I keep telling them it is not the size of my
Yeah.
brush.
The
It is
point.
the type of, now when I'm doing a certain type of detail,
Yeah.
I can do it with the fattest brush possible.
Hmm.
But it matters that my fattest brush has the thinnest point.
Right. These blue ones that you have given, the 10 has got a beautiful point. I've just noticed.
Yeah.
I haven't
Try
opened
it
it
out.
yet.
Try it out.
Yeah. I haven't opened it. So
We'll never know till we try.
Yes, I'm going to.
So now zebra stripes
Hmm.
are obviously less disconnected than
Tiger.
the tiger stripes we did. Yeah. So we will want to, and I did, to be very honest, I did the zebra very first thing
Hmm.
I did when my practice was zebra.
Hmm.
So what I did was I just ran my brush smoothly, and at times I would press down,
Hmm.
okay, and smoothly go up. This was reminding me a lot of our last class.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay, where we did that
The
brush.
landscape.
Yeah.
Okay, it was
Brush
reminding me
manipulation.
a lot of it. Yes, brush manipulation, and it was reminding me of how we could control the thickness if we wanted to afterwards. You know,
Yeah.
I was really reminded of that. So even though I draw this line, see, look at my line here. It's rather thin, but I can go back and correct it by adding the thickness at the places I want. So
Yeah.
over
Because
here,
the
I want to add,
shading then becomes nice.
yeah. And that's what I'm doing. So over here, I'm going back and I'm thickening this line, and it comes all the way till the edge over here. So I am definitely doing a lot of correction in the line after I have made the line. So with the zebra, be generous with that correction. Don't always think that in my first stroke, the stroke has to be perfect. Okay. So again, here I have a line. It looks like a V coming down and going up like this. But the line needs some amount of correction. So I go back with more black. I deepen the line here. It becomes thicker here and thinner there. Okay. So
What
don't
these
hesitate.
parrots?
Hmm.
I'm using the picture as a guide in this case because it's zoomed in and it is quite clear to, it's easier, a lot easier to follow some sort of a structure here. Obviously, I need a lot more paint than I need. So I'm going to again and again keep going back and making that paint. Okay. What is next? Over here, I have something coming out, up and down, a little undulating. But on an average, if you look at the stripes, there's not too much of thinness in the stripes. They are a little chunky,
Hmm.
generally speaking. So I have a nice long line here, which goes up like this. And that line thickens, okay? Then it makes a V shape over here. Goes down. And then it makes some sort of a funny shape of a round over here. Now I'm going to fill up all this. Okay, so I'm going to fill up. This was a little bit of a tricky shape because it is bifurcating at both ends.
Hmm.
So I just decided to draw it out first before filling it. If you're trying to fill it and draw it at the same time, sometimes mistakes can creep in. So in a complicated shape, just go ahead and draw the shape first, then fill it up. So just be careful in your filling. Remember to fill the right portions. Otherwise, you'll fill up the hole and then it'll be like, oh no, that's what I drew it for. It has happened to me so often, no, and I get so like kicking myself afterwards. Like I drew the whole thing just for that particular gap and I filled up the gap. See, not bad. Probably acrylic colors are better for this because the black is obviously not dark enough. Now these are too thick for fine liner pen, so I didn't even want to bother with that. Ah, you know what? I just thought of this.
Hmm.
Sumi ink.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Sumi ink would have been wonderful for this.
PH Martin.
PH Martin also, whatever. I'm talking about ink. I'm saying
Ink, yeah.
ink would
Yeah.
definitely be
Ink
better.
would be lovely.
Yeah, I didn't think of it. I didn't think of it. Why
What
didn't I think of
about
it?
fat markers?
Yeah, fat markers, of course.
Yeah, please.
I'm just trying to not use markers. I'm thinking of
Okay.
non-marker approach.
Then
No,
so
you're right. Ink would give us a definite better color
much.
than watercolor black.
Yeah.
Right.
I did
Yeah.
not think of that.
I got a whole bunch of inks of different colors from the fountain
Yes, you
pen
told me fountain
exhibition.
pen.
Fountain
Yeah.
pen exhibition, and they are such fun to use like watercolors because they're already liquid, no? So you
Yes,
have
yes,
this,
yes.
just add a little more water, don't add any water, and washes are gorgeous. Sorry.
Beautiful, no? I can imagine. Ink has the quality of that high pigmentation, no?
Hmm.
So beautiful.
My mom had used crayons to make
Oh,
a zebra
oh, nice.
on a white paper. No
Chart
out.
paper?
It was she had put it on the wall. I have a picture. I'm a toddler in that picture, and there's
I
a
see.
zebra in the background. And
Oh,
when I
nice.
grew up, I asked her, "What did you use to make this?" And she said, "I only had crayons, so I used that." And it
Very
doesn't
nice.
look like that. Okay, it looks like she's
Vibrant, no?
paint. Yeah.
Crayons also will give you a very nice color because they're really pigmented, especially if you use like those wax crayons and oil pastels and all that.
One day let's do I've never really used crayons to any good effect, meaning I've never tried doing something. No, it's always been that baby stuff, but I'd like to
Oh,
use it like, have you seen Manjari More's portraits? She does
no, I
them with
haven't. I should check.
pastels. Oh, they are absolutely super. She's an artist in Pune,
Oh,
very good portrait
Okay.
artist. So she
And
uses
she does the whole thing in
pastels, yes,
what are you
wax pastels,
what
yes.
are you saying?
Chalk,
Oil pastel or
chalk as well as oil. You have to see her work. She's just so good. Manjari
oh,
More, very. She's on Facebook. I've been to a little workshop with her. But
oh, is it
excellent. I wish we could do one class with just, pastels
crayons?
to
We
know how
should.
to
Why not?
use them. Yeah,
yeah.
be
I
very
have been
nice.
looking out forever. I have been looking for so long for someone who can teach you how to use oil pastels beautifully. Because
Okay.
oil pastels are such a messy medium.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
whatever you paint, if anything gets pressed, it's just gone. It's just a mess.
yeah,
It dirties the page after it.
yeah.
And but
Just
yet,
check out her work. She does workshops too. She's very
I'll
good.
do that. I'll
My
definitely check.
nephew uses oil pastels a lot, and they really rub it to get the pigment
Yes.
on the paper. And I have always been scared to do that. And he does it bindas because I think that's the medium that they started with.
Yes, they start with school. So
Yeah.
even my children, all three are actually on oil pastels, and I feel like for the younger ones, that is just too much
Huh.
because they indiscriminately just press down on the this thing on the color,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
my goodness, the mess.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the freedom
My
that
son
that
comes
gives
back from an
you.
exam showing me this. See, look at my sky. It's blue. It's like blue. And
So
everything around
sweet.
it is blue. And if you come near me, I will turn blue. So
But
horrible.
you know what? The joy of that, being able to do it all over and thick, now. Then you start scrimping on that as you get older because you don't want to make a mess, and it
Yeah.
just kills that lovely thought he had that it's all blue. Imagine.
Is that confidence also that they get, no? They do it ekdam without fear.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's the joy of that.
Whole sky, yeah, whole sky. He brought the paper and then tells me, now half the crayon is gone. So please
Ah,
get me another blue. As if I can go and get an oil pastel blue from the shop.
They
so
should be able
cute.
to give it to us, no? A particular color. Like they should have, like how you can choose candy. M&M,
Correct.
different colors. So they should have crayons also or
I'm
paint.
sure there'll be shops where you can get it, but they have to have a lot of those. Like
Yeah.
those
Yeah,
felt tips, and you can just pick one and
Yeah, yeah.
have
and
all.
even
You think
acrylic paint. They
Yeah.
allow you to pick.
Yes, of course.
Tulsi bag will have? You think there is a gully
Tulsi bag will not have separate. You have to buy the whole packet.
packet?
But considering that the packet is so cheap, that's why they don't bother to give you separate.
Probably.
Yeah, best place to go is a Reliance store, by the way. Do you know?
Oh, is it?
Reliance for children's art supplies. Half the
Oh.
price and any amount of books, crayons, paints, everything for kids. But very, very little. The money, I mean, this very cheap.
I
Where is
see.
it? Oh, Pune.
Any large Reliance.
Oh,
Those Reliance
Like a
where you
trend?
get all the, yeah, not Trends. Trends will be only clothes, but Reliance, like a store which has some vegetables, and at the back you'll find all the other
Okay, okay.
bartan.
yeah,
You'll
yeah.
have a whole separate shelf for art supplies and books, exercise books, drawing books, lined, painting, everything at half the price.
Oh, nice.
So pick up that. When I pick up for kids as gifts, I just go there and they have all these sets, drawing
yes.
sets. It'll have the crayons, it'll have the sharpener, ruler, this, that, and a book. So any child coming to my house, I give it to them, and then they keep quiet and let their parents talk to us. Because otherwise they're always doing choo-choo. So
That is true. So we are out of time for our
yes,
shell.
shell
But-
will
Realize.
do pineapple
Yeah.
another day. I think we
But
did
it's looking good. I like my page. I don't know about you, but let me see your page,
I
Zayu
will
and
show you. What's so the long thing was for the shell, was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Can do better.
Yeah.
No, it is quite nice, don't you think?
Is it okay?
Yeah. So Zai, in
Huh.
your case, Elaine, everything is quite nice in your case. I think Zai, for you,
Huh.
that this zebra, I'm sorry, the
Giraffe.
fellow tall guy, giraffe.
Huh.
I think your giraffe shapes could be a little bigger. So don't change anything. The same shapes, try to make them little larger so that the white space
White
reduces
is
a little more.
thinner
That's all.
stripes. Yeah,
That's
thinner
all.
space.
Other than that, it's correct. Color-wise, everything-wise, it's correct.
Yeah.
The florets.
See, Elaine has got a lot less white space, and that's making it look more, very nice.
But
one
your
more thing.
tiger's very
Your-
good, huh? Zai?
Yeah, tiger's quite
Tiger's
nice.
excellent.
Tiger's quite nice.
The stripes have come out just right.
Okay, good. Thank
And
God.
your leopard, not cheetah,
Huh.
the leopard.
Huh.
The only suggestion I could give you is that your shape
Wow.
could have a little more variation in size. So right now they are looking more or less consistently
Equal.
same size. Okay.
Right.
So for this, what you have to remember, and this is when you are making the initial shape itself, you must almost work like large to small, like the big blocks to the small, exactly what we do with the stone concept, remember? Filling a jar
Yeah.
with stones. That's the thing. So you have to place the big ones first. And you must think of the big ones first, then start making smaller ones to fill the gaps. And
Right.
then what happens is you'll get a variation.
Right.
Okay.
I should
So
have
that
thought.
was the only thing. But other than that, it's looking convincing because of the floret print is
Yeah.
looking quite convincing that it's a leopard. It's fine.
Okay. Thank
But good, this was fun. I think, see, not something we may use very often. I agree.
No,
But
we may. You never know. It's one skill. It's another technique to put under our belt, like brass or wood.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people are always asking for pets and all that. Like you want to
Yeah.
draw somebody's dog or cat or something. At least
Yes,
now
yes.
you know that.
Correct.
Oh yeah.
No, so this is definitely, I was not interested in this too much. And
No,
I had to
neither was
convince-
I. But I'm glad we did it because now I know exactly the mistakes I made with the tiger.
Exactly. So it's a nice exercise. Always nothing goes wrong, in
Yeah,
that sense.
nothing
Always,
ever.
nothing ever goes wrong from learning. So let me show you,
Huh.
because I have done the turtle shell. Let me show
Okay.
you what it would look like when you are attempting it.
Okay.
It looks like this.
Ah.
Yeah, I'll just zoom in a
So
bit.
you
can-
sat and did all the lines again. I think taking a color pencil and doing the lines would be much easier.
Yeah.
It is much easier. Definitely much easier. But
Very
the
nice.
lines are important. They are
Yes,
important. So
otherwise
when I
without
left
that,
it as just those colors, base
Mm.
colors,
Mm.
it just looked like shapes,
Mm.
not convincing enough. But the
Right.
line made a difference.
Totally done.
Line definitely made a difference because
I-
it allowed that texture to come.
Yep.